and nobody knew it would be our story globally. I was watching it, but I never knew it would come here. But today, a lot has changed. Don't you agree? Yes. While, as president, this was used virtually. It was hard. It was my symbol as president. I look forward to it. It was challenging. And so it has been challenging. Life has been challenging for all of us all. It's really not the new normal, according to people, came, or when it went, we never had a normal. You would agree with me that things have changed. Jobs have not returned as they were when there was cut down. You would agree with me also, right? So many things have never been fixed up until now. It's not been easy. There have been reports about people getting out of this country because it's not easy. But come to think of it, it's never easy everywhere. Globally, it's not easy at all. So today, I'm going to shift your mind a little. Let's do a little bit of mind shift. Today, we are going to agree together to find our voice. You are a lot different. Your voice now is a lot different from the voice that you are meant to have. The real you, who you are meant to be, is not who you are now. I agree, we've been through a lot of difficulties. And it's not easy. Believing that you were meant for more. But today, I want you to commit that at the end of this meeting, that's why for every meeting there's a theme. At the end of this meeting, we're going to find our voices. And what happens when you find your voice? The purpose of finding your voice is because you need to impact lives. You need to help people change as you have changed. You would agree with me that through the difficult times, we have also stepped up, right? Mm-hmm. When as president, before I became as VP, I used to love talking like this. When I speak, my audience supply my energy. So even when I'm not in the mood, the moment I start speaking and I start connecting with my audience, I gain energy. The energy I get to speak more comes from my audience. During the COVID era, we switched to online, and it was difficult. You say something and you don't get a response, but then we needed to go over it and be better. So how do you find your voice? Because there's a gap between where you are now and where you are meant to be. You are meant for more. Forget about this self-doubt that we have. Forget about this imposter syndrome. Am I able to do it? Am I not faking it? Forget about it. You are meant to be more. And I wish you can see that at the end of this meeting. So what can you do to close that gap? That's what we are about today. That's what I want to agree with you before I leave this stage. First, you need to find your niche. You need to find your place. And how do you do this? Very briefly. What's your passion? What have you been through before? What ails you? What keeps you awake at night? What problems have you encountered that in the end you realize that you have weathered the storm? think on these things. Albert Einstein said the problems we face cannot be solved at the same level of thinking we used when we created them. What it means is that if you have overcome anything in life at all, think on these things. Are you aware that there are so many people wishing to get out of that doldrum you wear? And that if you are able to use your voice, you can really impact them. So think on these things. And when you realize, just pick one. Yes, I remember this when I was having this issue. At the end of the day, I was able to overcome it. What did I do? Are you aware that there are people in your situation that haven't even realized how to get out of it? You have a voice. Please use this voice to impact them. So you can find your niche with that. And you can drill down. If you want to be a public speaker, for instance, you have a reason for being a public speaker. Drill down. You can speak to 7 million people, but you don't need 7 million people. So drill down. What kind of people do you want to speak to? And you find your dot. The moment you find your dot, you find your niche. The second thing, that's the first, find your niche. The second thing that you need to do is learn how to communicate effectively. And we happy that we are here.
Yeah.
And we're happy that we are part of Toastmasters International.
Yeah.
What this means, and I want to be purposeful about this, is that you are here to find your voice. Don't just speak for the fun of it. I challenge you. The next time you have your project, begin to find your voice and speak it here. Practice speaking. Because in the end, it's going to sustain you. We talk about living here to several times. For me, I've attempted to do Canada immigration. I've attempted more than 3 times. After some time, I would dump it. After some time, I would dump it. But it was after, when I started finding my voice, that this was why I've been dumping these things. I'm not doing it again. You know why? Because I realized that it's not about the environment. Because whether you like it or not, the government will misbehave. Whether you like it or not, the weather can never be the same as it used to be. Whether you like it or not, the economy of the world will still be constant. I mean, it will never go back. It will be worse. It will be going wrong all the time. The change, the difference, ladies and gentlemen, is inside. Find your voice. Learn how to connect. Because by the time you find your voice, you can't wait to share it with people whose lives you want to impact. And the final thing, when you have learned how to communicate, and this is huge, this is very important. If you forget everything I've told you before, because you can always think back, what I've said now is not external, it's internal. This one thing, never forget. Take action. Don't be here for the fun of being here. When you are here, it's because you have a purpose. Take action. It may be uncomfortable. Take action. Knowledge on its own is nothing, but knowledge acted upon makes you a champion. Even if it's uncomfortable, it's going to be uncomfortable anyway. But after some time, you'll be used to it. It becomes a lifestyle. Take action. Act on what you have learned. I'm going to conclude with what I said from the beginning. We're going to agree on something together. Today, in this meeting, we are going to commit to find our voice and impact our world. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Do you agree with me?
Yes.
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 Our jobs I have done. In this meeting today, I'm going to be introducing someone who has done so well to find her dot, who has found her niche and has been experiencing phenomenal results. I'm going to be introducing the divine Toastmaster. All right. No problem. Join me as I welcome the Toastmaster of the day, my mentor, DTM Coyote.